Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Video number 2 on our 2024 Toyota Camry SE edition. Hey, in this video I'm going to dive inside, check out the interior. Be sure and watch for a link at the end of this video for the exterior overview. So I break them up into 2 separate videos so you can see what you need to see and make your decision on the Camry quick and easy. So let's go ahead, jump inside and check out the interior. So let's jump inside. This one has the light gray interior. So on your door panel, we've got multiple shades of gray and black. Same thing inside on the Camry SE with the gray interior. So on the door panel, dark gray, medium gray, light gray, medium gray, dark gray. Lots of combinations of gray on here. Silver trim here, the satin silver. I do like the way they integrate the door handle flush into the door itself. We've got power windows and power mirror controls are down here. One touch up and down on all 4 windows with the backlit switches. Speaker down in the door, and then you can see there's a bottle holder. There's also a reflector on the bottom there, so when you open your door at night, hopefully somebody doesn't come and take it off. The seats themselves, driver's seat on the SE is a power driver's seat with power lumbar support. The passenger seat is a full manual seat. It does recline and it does slide back and forth. The fabric on the seats, this is the soft tech fabric seat with a cloth insert with that light gray stitching or striping, and then the suede accent here in the middle. We've got a height adjustable headrest, height adjustable seat belt, and your airbags are built right into the seat. So as you slide the seat forward, the airbags move with you. Camry does not come standard with carpeted floor mats. We typically order them with the rubber all-weather floor liners. I have those in my car. They're really good quality. I strongly recommend them. Up on the dashboard, more light gray, dark or medium gray, light gray. This is all padded in here with the gloss black trim and bezels around your heating vents, left, right, up and down, on and off. You've got your trip meter, your dimmer switch for your dash lights. Just 4 switches over here on this one. This is going to be your automatic high beam, traction control on and off, trunk release, and the gas door release is right there. Gas door is going to be on the driver's side. Down here there's a little storage cubby. You've got your hood release here. Brake or parking brake is there. Footrest, brake, and accelerator right where you'd expect them. And then we do have a tilt telescoping steering wheel right there. It's a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Let's go ahead and grab it. So the Camry is a nice mid-size sedan, so it does have comfortable seating for 5 passengers, and there's plenty of room up front here. I do like the light gray interior personally over the dark gray or the black. I just think it makes it feel more spacious in here with the light gray headliner. Just feels to me as a more spacious vehicle. Your steering wheel on the Camry SE is leather wrapped. It's not heated. There is a cold weather package. If you want a heated one, you can upgrade to that. Of course, we have a driver's side airbag. Oh, by the way, the steering is now all electric on Toyotas, as well as the transmission shifter is now electric as well. This side, we've got cruise control settings, dynamic radar cruise control there for your pre-collision. We've got our lane tracing assist there as well, and then our radio station sets are there. Over on this side, we've got controls for the information center, so your trip computer up here in the gauge cluster. We'll look at that in just a minute. Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone, voice activation, and then volume for your sound system. It's a very comfortable steering wheel. It's thick, it's nicely padded. Got to move the seat ahead a little bit. In fact, before I do that, let me just show you the legroom down here. So I've got my seat all the way back. I'm pretty short. I'm 5'7", and I could not drive it like this. So I think if you're a 6-footer, you're going to be just comfortable, just fine behind the wheel of the Camry. So moving up, take a look on this side of the steering wheel. We've got our front washer wiper controls with intermittent settings there. We have our paddle shifter here. So the SE edition does have the paddle shifter up, and then over on this side is the paddle shifter to shift down right there. And then we have our headlight controls over here. We do have auto on and off for the headlights. We also have automatic high beams for the headlights. Now, standard on the SE edition Camry is going to be the remote keyless fob that looks like this. So kind of that switch blade, kind of old school, if you will. So it does not have a smart keyless entry system. That's the other one where you can keep the keys in your pocket. You just grab the door handle and to get in. On this one, you have to push the buttons to unlock it. You've got a trunk release, a panic button, and then you actually have to put this key in the ignition. So in order to start it, you've got to put it in kind of old school. There is an upgrade if you want the push button smart keyless entry system as well, but this is going to be your basic standard edition for the SE. So take a look at our gauge cluster as it kind of wakes up for us. On the left hand side, your tach and temperature gauge, or engine temperature gauge, really easy to read, white on black contrast, and you do have the full gauges or the needles on there as well. And then over on the right hand side is your speedometer and your fuel gauge. Again, big, easy to read, pretty simple but easy to read, and they look nice. They've got these really cool bezels around here, give it a third dimension, if you will. Then in the middle is our information center. So we've got outside temperature. Gosh, I don't know if you can even see that with my camera. Hopefully you can. But we've got outside temperature. There's a trip computer in there. And then you can also, as I go to the right here, you can set up your safety sense. So we've got lane tracing assist, pre-collision, dynamic radar cruise control, and road sign detection, all in this area right here. And I just don't think you're going to see it all that well on the camera, but it's there. Stop by the dealership, check it out. But again, really easy to read because it is so big and bold. As we head over to our center stack, so this sound system is probably going to be updated significantly next year. Most of the Toyotas have the newer system in it. I think the Camry is about the last one to have this in the sedans. And so basically the newer systems, they've gotten rid of these 4 switches on this side, which basically nobody ever uses, and these 4 switches over here, and then the tuner knob. So on newer models of Toyotas, it's just the volume knob, and then all of these things are done, virtually through pushing the screen. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. But just to cover your audio settings on here, we've got AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, which gives you that premium stations to choose from. The vehicle does come standard with a 3-month of platinum. XM satellite radio is included. We do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it is Alexa compatible. Moving down the center console, we've got our our front window defrost is here. Automatic temperature control for both front driver and front passenger, so you can set those up individually. Rear window defrost is here, and it also is the same switch that turns on the heated outside mirrors to get the ice and snow off of there. Moving further down, before I get there, I just want to show you the shifter is leather wrapped, and then if I flip it into reverse, we can see our backup camera. And the backup camera, I would say, on Toyotas is adequate. It's not the brightest camera, it's not the most crystal clear camera, but it definitely serves its purpose so that you can see what's behind you before you back up. I'm going to go back down here. We've got 2 different places to plug in up front. So there's your USB, and that's the old school, and a 12 volt right there. So 2 opportunities. There's no wireless charging on the SE edition. They do offer it on other trims within the Camry edition, but not the SE. And then there's a storage compartment down underneath there as well, so that comes in handy. Moving back on the center console, we have 2 cup holders right here, and then here are your switches for Eco, Normal, and Sport. Those basically change the shift pattern of the transmission to give you different dynamics. So economy, normal, and sport. Sport, of course, is going to be the fastest shifting pattern and give you that more of that get up and go, if you will. Center armrest is huge on the Camry. You can see no problem with 2 arms. This opens up, and then they provide you with a lot of space under here. Take a look at that. And then 2 USBs. We've got a C, and then we've got an old school right down there. So up front there's a total of 4 places to plug in your electronics. What's unusual about this is there's no way to run the cords out through here if you want to close the lid on it, so it really is primarily for charging. I would have liked to seen some little slots cut in there so you could run your cords out if you needed to do that. So take a look over here on the passenger side. The seating is identical to the driver's side. We do have a passenger assist grip up here, height adjustable seat belts, side airbags, curtain airbags, front dash airbags. There's a little bit of faux carbon fiber metallic looking material through here. It is a really nice looking dashboard on the Camry, and there's plenty of leg room, plenty of knee room on the passenger side. Same features on the door: power windows, power door locks, speakers, bottle holders, and then here's your glove box down here. It barely holds the owner's manual, so you might want to take those out. And there's no lock on the glove box on the Camry. This is all Softech fabric. You can see it's stitched onto the dashboard itself, so really an upscale feel, look and feel to the dashboard on the Camry. Oh, back up overhead, I did want to point out we've got lighted vanity mirrors on both sides, visor extensions on both sides, place for your sunglasses up here, overhead lamps for reading, those are LEDs, and then we have our safety connect switch right here, so if you need roadside assistance, push that. Toyota will get you the help you need. And then as far as your rear view mirror, it's the old school, twist it to where you want it, and then it's got the old flipper switch on the bottom for day-night mirror. So nothing special there. There's an upgrade available on that as well, but again, we're looking at the standard edition for the Camry SE, so this is what you get for under $30,000. So here's a quick look up front from the back seat, just to give you an overall feel for the amount of room up there. And again, the SE does not come with the sunroof, so there's lots of headroom. There's an overhead lamp here. As far as the center console, not a lot going on here, just a small storage compartment. And then this one's been upgraded with the quick charge, what they call rapid charge. So you've got a 2.4 amp, 2 slots there. If you want to charge something quickly, you can plug in there. It's also backlit, so you can see it at night, but that is an upgrade on this car. Legroom, plenty of legroom. I've got this seat all the way back. Take a look at this. That's the one thing that Camry really excels with in terms of legroom for the back seat and passenger room, so you can fit 5 adults in here pretty comfortably. Also, both seats have pockets on the backs of them. That's not true for all Toyotas. Most of them have a pocket only on the back of that seat. This is a pocket on here as well. The seats themselves back here are identical to what we saw up front with the gray stitching, the fabric inserts. As I mentioned, 3 seat belts, child safety seat anchors down there, passenger assist grips, there's a coat hook, and then as far as a cup holder, this armrest comes down, and then the cup holders are right here in the armrest. And I do like the fact that it rests on the seat, so that when people get out and they push off on it, they're not likely to break it. Some cars have them where they're elevated like this, but I think if a heavy person pushes up to get out, I think they might snap this, but not on the Camry. It rests on the seat, so it should be pretty durable. And then finally, here's a quick look. If you were sitting behind the driver's seat, this is your visibility out the front. As a backseat passenger, it's pretty darn good. Obviously, it's hard to get rid of headrest. They're a safety feature, but it's good visibility if you're a backseat passenger. You don't, or at least I don't feel like I'm sitting in a cave, especially with this light gray interior. It just makes the car feel bigger. It's not, but it feels that way. So at the trunk of the Camry SE, the standard trunk release is going to be your key fob, this one here. No kick or no button under the lip, but if you want to get that, you can. It's smarter. How do I say this? On upgraded Camrys, there's a button underneath here you can push to open it. There's no kick, but on this one you got to use your remote, and you just hold it and the trunk pops open. It's got a nice wide opening on the trunk with a lower liftover height. This one has an extra applique on here. It's a $68 applique designed to you know, protected the bumper from scratches as you unload and unload cargo. As I said, a nice wide opening. There's a pretty nice low or flat floor. Underneath the floor, this is where, and this is kind of handy, there's just a little hook here. You can see, so you can hook and hold up that floor mat. There's a little bit of storage down here, some storage slots, but that's your tool kit. And then down underneath that is where we find our temporary spare tire. And I do believe there's room underneath here for jumper cables, you know, if you tuck them in there, or some emergency equipment. But that is a temporary spare tire, and there's your jack kit there. Now, with the Toyota Care package, if you get a flat tire in the first 2 years, 25,000 miles, you need roadside assistance, just call them. They'll come out and they'll take care of that. You won't have to get yourself all worked up to get that flat tire swapped out. As far as room back here, I think there's room to run golf clubs all the way across. So yeah, I think you should be able to get 2 sets of golf clubs in here, 3 or 4 if you fold down the seats. So these seats do come down. You've got a 40-60 fold down. The releases for that are going to be right here and right here. If you have a long item, you can just push it through there like snow skis. Otherwise, you're probably going to want to come around to the side here once you release them and then pull it down. And notice, even with the seat all the way back, it still drops down and you still have some storage between the 2 seats there. And come back here, you can see how far up in that goes. So if you've got long items, golf clubs, garden tools, you're going to be able to slide them up through there. There's also a cargo light up here. Overall, a pretty nice size trunk. There's a place back here you can also get cargo nets back here, or you can hang your groceries on there as well. So it's fully lined, including the deck lid. That's lined. And then this right here is a release, an emergency release for the trunk. If somebody gets stuck in the trunk, they pull that, they can get out. Notice it is glow in the dark as well. So Toyota really thought of everything. There's your backup camera, by the way. And you also have 2 LED lights, and there's your key. If you need to use your key to get into the trunk, that's where that's all kind of stashed up and stowed underneath there. So that's the interior overview on this 2024 Toyota Camry. This is your Camry SE edition. Watch for a link at the end of this video for the exterior overview. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments, concerns, put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. This is Tony talking car biz. Thanks for watching.